Breaking news coming in of 13 people who have died in a gun battle between two groups in Manipur on Monday afternoon. The incident took place while a group of militants on their way to Myanmar were ambushed by another group of insurgents. Dominant in the area is what we are hearing. Let's just go across to Saurabh Gupta to get more on this. Saurabh, 13 bodies found after forces reached that spot, but the police are saying that those killed were armed miscreants. Any information regarding those killed?
Well, the exact identities of those who've been killed have not been ascertained yet. But what the police say is that they found these bodies, and it's possible that these 13 were transiting through the area and not necessarily residents of the area. That's what we picked up from our sources. Also, what we're being given to understand is that there were security forces that were about some distance away. And it was when when the police reached the place, they found these bodies. So by the time any of the police reached, the gun battle was over. And also, what we've been given to understand is that their case has been registered at the Machi police station. This is in the Tengnopal district of Manipur, and of course, Manipur, as you know, has been engulfed in ethnic violence since May 3rd, and over 150 people have died, and at least several thousand more are displaced and are living in camps. But at this point, really, this again is a spike. Manipur has seen cycles of violence in the last year, since May, and this, of course, is something that is again going to be a worry. Though what exactly happened, how this gun battle unfolded, who opened fire on whom, is something that is still a matter of investigation. A case has been registered by the Manipur police, which the police have said in a post on a social media platform.
The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea expresses alarm over the continuing presence of Chinese maritime militia vessels at the Julian Felipe Reef. In the latest maritime patrol of the Philippine Coast Guard this weekend, the militia vessels were seen swarming the reef, dispersed and scattered. The Julian Felipe Reef is located 175 nautical miles or 324 kilometers west of Bataraza town in Palawan. It lies within the territorial sea of the Kalayaan Island Group, and the Philippines asserts authority over it, claiming sovereignty.
What is more interesting is that even if we challenged them through radio, none of those vessels ever responded to our radio calls.
CNN Philippines joined a 5-day back-breaking journey to the Kalayaan Group of Islands as the PCG inaugurates a new Coast Guard station on Pag-asa and conducts its routine rotation and resupply mission in other islands. First stop, Pag-asa. Aboard the BRP Cabra, we immediately saw a Chinese Coast Guard ship in the vicinity of the island. A Chinese Navy vessel and militia vessels were also monitored. From Pag-asa, we went to another occupied feature in the island group called Likas. The 18-hectare land is a giant sea turtle sanctuary. So after 16 hours, we've finally reached Likas, one of the Philippine-occupied features in the Kalayaan Island Group. There's an ongoing resupply mission for the troops who are currently in Likas, and after this, we'll travel 4 to 5 hours more to reach 2 more features, Patag and Lawak. Big vessels like the BRP Cabra couldn't go near the island, and the supplies need to be transported by rubber boat or a rigid hull inflatable boat or RIB. Rough waves and changing weather conditions also made the journey more challenging. We finally reached Patag Island. This time, I met Coast Guard Arnel Almazan, who just wrapped up his duty on Patag.
Masaya po kasi nakapag-serve ako sa ating bansa, sa pagbabantay sa ating teritoryo. Mahirap po sa tubig. Pag naubusan po ng tubig, tubig ulan po talaga yung nakaka-survive sa amin. Lalo na pag maulan naman, walang kuryente, generator.
If Arnel is finally on his way home, Fritz Gebert is just starting his duty on Lawak Island. He admits it's difficult to be far away from his family during the holidays, but he says it's all part of the job.
Nakausap naman namin yung aming mga pamilya na talagang ganito sa amin sa serbisyo. Hindi lagi masaya, minsan may malungkot. So ginagawa namin to hindi lang para sa amin, sa pamilya namin, kundi para sa lahat, para sa bayan.
The resupply mission on Lawak Island lasted until the evening.
Puzusyang 2605.
Throughout the course of our trip, there were several radio challenges. The NPF-WPS vows that like Pag-asa Island, the government will continue to improve conditions on the other occupied features in the Kalayaan Group of Islands. Tristan Udalo, CNN Philippines, Kalayaan.
Nightline begins now with me, Raymond Go. News making the headlines. Water surge hits Kamaman. 2 dead, 8 still missing. And Prime Minister assures thorough investigation on alleged corruption at KLIA. Good morning. Police have confirmed that the 2 dead victims in the water surge incident at Jeram Mawa Waterfall in Ayapute, Kamaman, Terengganu are a mother and her child, while 8 others are still missing. Kamaman District Police Chief Superintendent Hanyan Ramlan said so far 9 of the victims have been confirmed to be from the same family, while another has yet to be identified. The first body found was identified as 40-year-old Aziza Ayi, while the second was that of an 11-year-old son, Muhammad Zulkarnain Haikal Karim, after an identification process. Aziza's body was found at around 12:45 p.m., while Zulkarnain's body was found at 5 p.m. The 7 other missing victims from the family have been identified. They were from Felda Lepa Hilir in Kuantan, Pahang. The search and rescue operation was called off at 6 p.m. on Sunday due to poor weather conditions and would resume at 8 a.m. on Monday. Police also found a car and a motorcycle suspected of belonging to the victims approximately 2 kilometers from the location where the second body was found. Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim has assured that a thorough investigation will be conducted into the alleged mistreatment of a Chinese national by immigration officers recently. The Prime Minister said the Cabinet will hold preliminary discussions regarding the matter on Wednesday, adding that appropriate action will be taken against those found to have committed any wrongdoings. During a surprise visit to Kuala Lumpur International Airport on Sunday, Dr. Sri Anwar said the majority of immigration officers were seen to be performing their duties well, adding that appropriate action would be taken against all parties involved were uncovered that could jeopardize immigration operations.
Saya cuba teliti langkah-langkah diambil setakat ini dan saya lihat memang immigration buat respon yang sangat baik, yang positif. Yang kita harus kenal pasti ialah beberapa kelompok kecil yang masih tidak mampu membawa perubahan, termasuk berdepan dengan beberapa tuduhan. Jadi insyaAllah siasatan rapi akan dibuat.
It is understood that Dr. Sri Anwar was not accompanied by any ministers or department heads during the 30-minute visit, and that he interacted only with the customs and immigration officers who were on duty at the time. It had earlier been reported that a minister allegedly caused a commotion at KLIA by entering the International Arrival Hall to help a Chinese national who was denied entry into the country. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dr. Sri Tiong King Sing subsequently admitted to being at the center of the commotion and claimed that his visit to the airport had exposed a culture of corruption and chronic abuse of power involving immigration officials. On Saturday, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission said it will be investigating Dr. Sri Tiong's allegation, while the Immigration Department has started its own investigation into the incident. Meanwhile, the police have opened an investigation paper into the commotion at KLIA involving Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato Sri Tiong Ting Sing recently. Selangor Police Chief Dato Hussein Omar Khan said the report was lodged by a member of the public who requested an investigation into the possibility that trespassing had taken place. Dato Hussein said at this stage the investigation will determine if any wrongdoings was committed by those involved. He also confirmed that so far only one report had been lodged with the police regarding the incident. In the meantime, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, said it will meet with Dato Sri Tiong on Monday over allegations of graft among immigration officers at KLIA. Its Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki said the agency will also meet the Chinese national